morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you most deliciously wherever you are in the world. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, my juice little lights. Thank you, little lights. You're delicious and bright. Yes, you are. My delicious, beautiful little lights that they are. Now then, the weather in our old England this evening, because it is evening, my delicious little babies. I've been rather, there we are, busy today, my delicious little babies, yes. And it is 5 p.m. in our old England, my delicious little babies, and I hope that wherever you are in the world that you're having super duper and delicious, beautiful weather. My little lovelies. Now then, yeah, so we have had some blue sky. It hasn't been blue, but it has been some blue sky, my delicious little babies. There's the zums have been going up, so there's no surprise. Okay, my delicious little babies. But it's been a delicious day today, my delicious little babies. It's been what, is it 19 or 20, my delicious little babies? So it's been rather super duper warm. And for myself, I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to put some shorts on, my delicious little babies, but I haven't managed to. It's just been a busy day, my delicious little babies. I just haven't managed to, in fact, I just do not even know where the day has gone. I'm not complaining, but at the end of the day, it's just been a busy day. Now, what I want to show you, because my beautiful and wonderful and delicious dear little neighbours upstairs, okay, they actually made me a cake. In fact, it was her dear little husband to be, his beautiful dear little wife to be. And so what I did is I made sorry, I wouldn't say cherries then, red grape jam, my delicious little babies, okay, but pretty sure I may have said it on yesterday's video, but what it is, I did it slightly more runnier, more like the French jam, okay, my delicious little babies, okay. So I gave the cream, okay, my delicious little babies, and just tubs of Waitrose cream, and then I said, well, I've actually got the flour as well. And so anyway, I said, I can pay you. They said, no. This is, we do not want you to pay. So we'll make it you, Carla. Anyway, so this is it, my delicious babies. When I put up a shorty video of it, okay, they presented it in a lovely, beautiful white box, my delicious little babies, okay, because they are professionals at what they do, okay, my delicious little babies. And this is the cake. Look, it's a 4-layer. Look at that. Cream and jam, my delicious little babies. Look at that, isn't it beautiful? And of course it came on, the tray. And then, then the cake went into the beautiful box. Isn't that gorgeous, my delicious little babies? And I just wanted to share that with you. So that's the cream cake. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to quickly do our video. Isn't it so very kind? Isn't it so very kind and beautiful? Because I said, oh, would you be able to make, because what it is, my two little elderly, dear little neighbours over there and over there, okay, well, they will absolutely adore this with the jam and cream, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean, okay? So, yeah, absolutely beautiful, and really at the end of the day, that's how, there we are, a cake is supposed to look. There we are, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean, okay? Anyway, they can do any type of cake going, no joke, swear down, okay? Fantastic. And another one of their cakes, because they did a chocolate, and another one of their cakes is, what is it now? Cheesecake. Oh. Now, considering I do not really have a sweet tooth as such, do you see what I mean? My delicious little babies, let me tell you. They gave each one of us a slice. Not so long ago, actually, all of us here where we live, in our little spot here. And they had some cheesecake left over, from, what they'd delivered. Do you know what I mean? Okay. And then there was some pieces left, so they shared it out. Isn't that beautiful? And I tell you what, that cheesecake, well, that was just something else, because I happen to adore cheesecake. I will always have a slice of cheesecake, my delicious little babies can. I just like the creaminess of it. Do you know what I mean? My delicious little babies can. But yeah, so I'm going to be sharing this and my beautiful little Ruby Tuesday, and I'm going to give my beautiful little Maisie Mew, she's going to have a bit as well. And my beautiful little Ruby, she's going to have some as well, my delicious little babies can. But isn't that beautiful? Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't believe when they said, oh, instead of just doing a 2, they did a 4. I mean, that was just for being beautiful, wasn't it, my delicious little babies? So anyway, each mouthful that I take, there we are, I'm going to thoroughly enjoy my delicious little babies, let me tell you. But now I've got my orange juice. I haven't even had time, no joke, not to even squeeze my grapefruits and lemons, so I'm going to have to do it after walking my beautiful little Ruby Tuesday, because my beautiful little Maisie Moo can walk herself. So yeah, so it's just been one of those days, but and I was hoping to get out, in the sun a bit. Do you know what I mean? It would have been a bit better, if the wind had just dropped just a bit, because it's a little bit chilly in the wind. But when you got the sun on your back, it's super duper delicious. Oh, sorry, excuse me. It's super duper delicious. Do you know what I mean? My delicious babies. Anyway, so I've only got one piece of information today, my delicious little babies. I haven't really had the chance to look at any videos, my delicious little babies, as such, because I've been busy. Okay, my delicious little babies. So there's just one here, my delicious little babies. There's always a method to what I do, my delicious little babies. So this uploader on old YouTube, my delicious little babies, happens to have 809,000 subscribers, my delicious little babies, okay? Now, if you could please and thank you, should anybody have any form of an interest, should anybody want to take a look at this video, my delicious little babies, if you could please and thank you, tap into the old space bar, capital D, dog, space, capital R, rescue, space, capital S, shelter, and then capital, then a space, capital S, Serbia. So it should read Dog Rescue Shelter, Serbia, my delicious little babies, okay? Dog Rescue Shelter, Serbia. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, this video is at 12 minutes, 49 seconds, my delicious little babies, okay? Should read, abandoned and alone. Mama dog fights to save her babies. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? Abandoned and alone. Mama dog farts to save her babies. Yes, my delicious little babies. So we've got to learn to go backwards now, my delicious little babies. Okay, I did not mean that as a patronism in any way. It's just that we have to go backwards to remember what we need to remember. Okay, my delicious little babies. So now I'm going to close my book and it's going over there. So what I thought was beautiful about this video, my delicious little babies, okay, was that, well, it wasn't beautiful, sorry, excuse me, where the little mama bear baby dog was, I don't like to call them dogs, I like to call them our beautiful little sons and daughters, but anyway, but that's what they say, it's dog, but if you turn it around, it means God, doesn't it, my delicious little babies, anyway. And so whoever had, bless, dumped our beautiful little baby, because she was clearly expecting pregnant, okay, my delicious little babies just dumped her, like by a tip, okay, my delicious little babies. And then this man and woman from the animal shelter, okay, they, first of all, they had to find a way to get, our little mama in, in the cage, okay. They wasn't doing it to harm her, they were doing it so that they could rescue her little puppies, and then they had to go through all these blooming tweaks and everything, my delicious little babies, and they managed to get 2 little babies, bless. What I thought was so beautiful about all of this, my delicious little babies, okay, because on some animal rescue videos over the years, my delicious little babies, okay? They tend to not cuddle or hug, you know, our beautiful little babies. You know what I mean? They tend to sort of, or hold them, you know, like away. Do you know what I mean? Because you see, this been going on for years, you see, my delicious little babies, because it's like, oh, you're not allowed to really sort of, unless you do what you've got to do or to help them, not to have that physical closeness. I don't mean it in that way, my delicious little babies, but, you know, to hold them or to give them a kiss or anything, okay? It's like one's been trained not to do that, my delicious little babies, yes. But what I loved about this, they checked twice that there were only two little babies, okay? Took these beautiful little mama and a beautiful, you know, little mammy and a beautiful little babies to the shelter, okay? Well, by this time, you know, little mammy, she realised that she could trust, you know, this man and woman. But you should have seen how loving this man and woman was towards, you know, the mammy, you know, little dog and her beautiful little babies. They were just all so beautiful. Mummy and babies beautiful. Do you know what I mean? And all she wanted to be with was her babies. So as soon as she got her babies back, there we are. Then she was happy. Do you see what I mean? Okay. But then, of course, they needed to feed her, so she needed food and water, and then she was thriving. And you seen, so then there were, you know, at the very end, there were, you know, now, you know, ready to be adopted out, my delicious little babies. But it was just so beautiful to see, because that's what we are. We are mankind, and as we are mankind, you know, our natural way of being, okay, is to be interacting, you know, with other mankind. You know what I mean? Like, we are social. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes. And then you've got our beautiful little babies, okay, from, you know, little, medium, or large, but we're meant to, you know, love them as well as mankind. We're meant to love one another. Do you see what I mean? Sorry, excuse me, my delicious little babies. I've just got a bit of a... oh, sorry, excuse me. Sorry about this. Please and thank you. Sorry, I just got a bit caught there for some reason. Anyway, my delicious little babies. So what's my point? My point is that you should show... I mean, I don't mean like mankind. I don't mean like that, my delicious little babies. But what I'm saying is, sorry, I do come out with some things sometimes. But we're meant to love one another. We are not meant to be divided. You know, we're not meant to... nobody's meant to be cruel to another or to our beautiful little babies. We're not supposed to be that way, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's so lovely and beautiful to see the love that that man and woman was showing to little mammy and her little babies. Do you see what I mean? You do not even see that. I haven't anywhere, my delicious little babies, in our old England, my delicious little babies. I'm not saying that it doesn't go on, that they're not, you know, like caring, but they seem to have, there we are, let's just say, in some of these places, there we are, treated a different way, you know, our little babies, you know what I mean? Like, you can't go too close, you can't fuss them. And then that brings me to, what was it, Paul O'Grady, bless. I mean, he was just such, you know, with our beautiful little babies, he was such an animal lover. Do you see what I mean? Okay, he really showed them love. Okay, and it was so sad when he passed, bless him. Do you know what I mean? I hope he's still resting in peace, our little lovely. But yes, you know what I mean? But he was really caring. But it's like, even if you go to vets, you know, if you go into the average vet, okay, only from what I've known, it's like they're not there to, you know, or to stroke or to be really nice. It's like they just want to sort of, you know, have a listen to this. And do you know what I mean? And, you know, then bless, you know, sometimes You know what I mean? If they have to have other, to check their, you know, whether it be bloods or whether it be their temperature, you know, and they just shove things here and there, mad delicious little babies. But there doesn't seem to be any true care, mad delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying, okay? And it seems to be how ones have been trained in our old England. There we are. See, I went all cold there, and yet my room is warm, mad delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying, okay? Well, for myself, that is not correct. If I was to work in one of these shelters or something like that all my life, I would be hugging and kissing all of our beautiful little babies. Do you understand what I mean? And then, of course, you know, ones would probably say, oh, you're spoiling them. You know, well, do they not have, there we are, feelings and emotions as well? You see, that's the point of what I was saying on my video, my delicious little babies, to you, you know, to you all, whoever does manage to listen to my videos, because these days there's very little my delicious little babies, but we all know there we are why that is, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? But never mind, because the word always gets out anyway, yeah. And you know, in Serbia, do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, yeah, so I was walking around today and I seen on the grass, you know, what did it say? It was a date, and then 2025, and then it said ladder. My delicious little babies, ladder. My delicious little babies. Yes. Then I walked past somewhere else. Flip me, they had like the Bible, but the Bible was turned upside down, so the cross was turned upside down. My delicious little babies. Very odd, isn't it, my delicious little babies? I've never seen that before when I've been walking around, my delicious little babies. Very strange, isn't it? Very interesting. Okay, my delicious little babies. And yeah, I'd like to leave you with two other things as well. There's two songs. There's a song of Smokey Robinson. Some of you may remember it, my delicious little babies, and it was called Just to See Her. It's an older song, my delicious little babies, and the other one is called These Boots Are Made for Walking, and that's just what they'll do. And one of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Wasn't looking at that old video, was it Nancy Sinatra? Was it? Could have been. My delicious little babies, you know what I mean? And who sang that song? Who was it who sang that song? Fly me to the moon. Okay, my delicious little babies, that's the end of my video. So wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Suez. Okay, my delicious little babies, sending peace, love, harmony and bright blessings to each and every one of you. And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected. So until my next video, you just please look after now one another if you can. Please try to help others where you can as well, because everybody could do with a bit of help, you know, in some way. Do you know what I mean? It could be anything. Could be holding the door open for somebody. Could be saying to somebody, if they're elderly, well, these days they seem to getting younger, you know, to help them, you know, would they like help, you know, if they're carrying a heavy bag of shopping or something like that. You know, these are what I call how I feel mankind, there we are, should be. I was brought up to be that way. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so if you see somebody who's struggling in some way, you go along and you go and help them. Do you see? Some, on the other hand, may just need a listening ear. You know, a listening ear. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? It goes a long, there we are, it goes a long way. Okay, my delicious little babies. And what the beauty of all of this is that, there we are, it does not cost a penny. Got to keep our pennies, haven't we, my delicious little babies? You know what I mean? So anybody who saves pennies and 2 pences, please keep them, my delicious little babies, because you've got to remember the old copper now and onyx. Okay, my delicious little babies. So, you know, and I'm going to cut the cake Okay, my delicious little babies, I'm going to put them in the little trays, and then I'm going to take them to our beautiful, dear little ladies, okay? And I'm going to put a great big, there we are, smile on the birth races. Do you see what I mean, okay? I may not have been able to get the cream kern, because one of my dear little elderly ladies, bless, she really fancied like a cream cone, but this is Queen's. I was going to say Queen's. Then was it? Yeah, because that's what they used to have. Was it? Is it Victoria? Is it Queen Victoria? Queen Victoria sponge, isn't it? My delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes. The only difference is the jam's different, isn't it, my delicious little babies? Grapes and all that. Anyway, so until my next video, you just take care of yourselves now, my little lovelies. How I love you also. Thank you for any views, for any likes, and for the occasional comments. Okay? So until the next time, love ya. Goodbye.